She does not want to be with one of these newfangled women that's got a That's it. That's the take. Break up with this person. You're not into it. Gok. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Ooh. Hope I've been left some gok under the tree. One option could be that you hold her and kiss her and fondle her breasts while she masturbates. I started watching pornography, including trans women, to desensitize myself. What? Listen, what more could DK want for Christmas than me doing a bit of trans tent? Let's go over this. Let's go over this, guys. Let's have a little look at this. Okay, so we've got a bit of trans tent here. Some Reddit post. Get your gok jokes ready, because I'm sure I'm going to become relevant in all of this somehow. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little butchers. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Struggling to commit to intimacy with my trans girlfriend. I wonder why this was sent to me. Hi, everyone. Female 23.
Welcome to Chud Nation.
Yo, let's go. Welshie Jim, thank you for the Prime subs. Thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. So who's female here exactly? I thought this was a trans partner. I, female 23, have been with my partner, female 22, a trans woman, for about a year. Our emotional connection is amazing, deeper than anything I've ever experienced. Early on, I told her I might be asexual, and she accepted that because our bond felt strong enough without sex. Over time, she started to grow distant, and recently she opened up to me. She said the distance was largely because of a lack of intimacy, sex, which she needs in our relationship. She hadn't said this before because she didn't want to hurt me or risk losing me. Okay. Fucking hell, dude. When I heard this, it was really hard for me. I cried a lot and realised how much I didn't want to lose her. I've been honest with her throughout. I told her that I'm not actually asexual. The truth is, I'm scared and insecure about my own body, and that's why I've avoided sex and I'm still a virgin. Right, okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, what sort of wretched freak show are we dealing with here, dude? Jesus Christ. Are there any pictures, perchance? Are there any pictures we could review? Have a little look at, see what's going on. One thing I haven't told her yet is that I feel uncomfortable about the fact she has a penis. Okay, right. Hang on a minute. You cannot use female 23 and female 22. You need to use like female and then MTF, because we need to understand that there is a woman with a cock and a woman with a pussy. A normal pussy. A normal woman with a normal pussy, okay? This is way too confusing when you've got two Fs on the screen here. We need a bit more distinction as to what's going on, okay? I haven't said this because I don't want to hurt her or make her feel bad. I'm very proud of her for being comfortable with her body and for accepting that she does not want bottom surgery right now. She is beautiful inside and out, and I respect and love her exactly as she is. Right, okay. Right, okay, dude. Okay. I mean, look, I know it's funny because it's about trans stuff, and a lot of you are extremely transphobic. Okay? But we should try and give a real take about this that isn't just, oh, ha, funny, gok. Let's actually try and assess this from a fair perspective. Okay? Right. I haven't said this because I don't want her to make her feel bad. I mean, beyond just the obvious take of maybe this is you just being excessively woke because maybe you just don't want to be with a trans person. Maybe you'd rather be with a woman that doesn't have a penis. Okay. I think that's, yeah, like, I mean, what is the solution here? Cut your cock off. I mean, there isn't really a take that you can move beyond the trans stuff. It just seems fairly obvious that you're not that interested in a woman that's got a cock. And yeah, it seems to me that the predominant thing here. Oh, dude, I don't fucking know what the take is, man. This is just weird, dude. You wouldn't have seen these kind of comments 50 years ago, and now we've got to contend with the idea that there's a woman that's with another woman that's got a cock, and she doesn't really want to be with her because she's got a cock, but she feels bad because otherwise she likes her. Right? What are you supposed... This is a deranged fucking relationship dynamic to contend with. That's just it. The thing is, I've always thought of penises as unattractive, weird, or even gross. I know she is not defined by that, and I respect that completely. I've accepted that she is a penis, but I never imagined I would have to face it this closely. I'm scared that when I finally see it, or when we have sex, it might change how I see her, or how I react, even though I love her deeply. I want to be honest and open because I want this relationship to work. Oh, dude. Dude. Okay. Dude. I'm trying to get through this because I'm just aware of all the gawk jokes that are going to be happening. But let's just take a step back and we're going to, like this woman is going to have too soon, we're going to stare the gawk dead in the face. Okay? We're going to be eye to eye with the gawk and figure out what is going on here. I've accepted she's a penis, but I never imagined I would have to face it this closely. Does she mean like this? Like this close? As in like during the act? Is that what she's referring to? The stare down. The stare down. Yeah, exactly. I want to be honest and open because I want this relationship to work. I want to move beyond my comfort zone and do my best for her and for us, but it is really hard. Right, okay. It's really hard, apparently, guys. It's really hard, guys. It's really fucking hard. We discussed that I go into therapy regarding my fear for sex in general and my own insecurities, and that she is patient waiting for me to be ready and start taking it slow. I honestly am not even sure if it's fully about her penis or just my absurd anxiety about sex in general.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money?
Thank you for the membership.
That became a member that celebrates 6 months of membership. Thank you for the Christmas-themed content, Chud.
Thank you for the membership. Run back the tape. We need to get to the bottom of the pre-post trans dilemma. What is the pre-post trans dilemma? Okay, dude. There is no fucking like take you can make on this. There is no reasonable perspective. It is very simple. This normal woman is a lesbian. Okay? And because she's a lesbian, she is interested sexually in other women. Women have got a vagina and breasts, and that is what she is interested in. She wants to be with a woman in a lesbian relationship that has a vagina. She does not want to be with one of these newfangled women that's got a cock. That's it. That's the take. Break up with this person. You're not into it, okay? And go and fight. You do not want a straight relationship. You being with a trans person is a straight relationship because they have a penis. A penis which is designed by God to enter a vagina, to create that. You're not into that. Your brain is gone a bit haywire somewhere, and you desire another woman. That's fine. It's 2025, okay? You were possibly molested. That's true, okay? Maybe some, you know. Okay, we're getting to the real takes on Christmas, bro. We're getting to the real takes on Christmas, right? You are molested as a child. You go one of two ways. You either become hypersexual and want to engage in BDSM as an adult, or you become a lesbian. Pick your path. Is that a crazy take? To me, that seems pretty logical and common sense, okay? Is that, like, that's it, right? So you have gone down the pathway where you are a lesbian. Fair enough. Okay? The molestation, which was very sad and tragic, and I don't agree with at all. I think pedophilia is awful. But you were molested. You went down the pathway, not of hypersexuality and BDSM, but of lesbianism. That's fine. The trauma led you to fear penis, and that's fine. Okay? So why are you trying to engage in a relationship with someone that probably was also molested? Let's be realistic, because they're trans. Okay? You got 2 molestation victims that are incompatible because the molestation led to a different pathway in life that led them down the wrong track to be compatible with each other. Okay? Molestation to trans, they can go their direction. Molestation to lesbian, you go your direction. Very sad it happened, very tragic it happened. Okay? Feel awful for both of you. But that is the reality that we find ourselves in, and you've got to just live by that. Exactly, it's like magnets. It's like magnets. Yes, dude. Precisely. I've got a battery here. You have gone the negative battery side. Molestation to lesbianism is negative battery. Molestation to trans is
Okay,
positive
that's wonderful.
battery.
But how do I make
Different
money
ends.
off depressed people?
Different
Happy
ends.
Christmas Eve to all the good little chuddies and chudettes out there. Remember what this holiday is about. It's not just about being with friends and family, it's also about asking Santa for a reattachable gawk.
Thank you for the $20. Very generous. Thank you. Positive attracts negative. No, but when you put the battery into the slot, you've got to line them up correctly. The positive goes next to the positive sign. The negative goes next to the negative sign. Right? That's what I'm thinking of there. Anyway, look, whatever. Maybe it doesn't work exactly. Okay? But the reality is these are 2 molestation victims that have taken a different pathway in life. They're not compatible, and they're trying to be compatible with each other. Okay? And this woke stuff is just ruining all of this. The woman should go with another normal woman. The trans person should probably find a trans person or a woman or a bisexual woman that is willing to get fucked by a cock. That could be another solution. But in any case, these 2 people do not work together. And you are basically got 2 magnets desperately trying to force, and they're not connecting. That's the reality. That's the reality. Simple as that, okay? So this is like bashing your head against a brick wall. This is not going to go anywhere. And it feels like the only reason they're pursuing this is because they're desperate to be seen to be woke. I'm happy to have a trans cock. Don't clip that. As a woman, because it would be transphobic to not be willing to pursue a relationship with a woman that has a penis. Okay? Or a male that delusionally thinks they're a woman, I should say. Let's put it that way for the anti-wokes out there. Anyway, Merry Christmas, by the way. Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to these 2 people too. Let's continue on with this and look at the comments. Okay, we're kind of getting a bit late in the day on Christmas Eve. Santa's on his way. I'm trying to get myself off the naughty list. Let's continue. Okay. Let's look back into this. The thing is, have I read this part? Let's break it down piece by piece. The thing is, I've always thought of penises unattractive, weird, or even gross. Because of the molestation, first of all. And secondly, that's totally reasonable. And that means that you shouldn't try and be with someone with a penis. That seems fairly obvious to me. I know she is not defined by that, and I respect that completely. I've accepted that she has a penis, but I never imagined I would face it this closely. So yeah, obviously this is not for you. This is not of interest. You need to break up with her. I'm scared that when I finally see her or when we have sex, it might change how I see her or how I react, even though I love her deeply. So the idea that sex is going to lead to a diminishment in your relationship is surely a sign that it is not for this, there's not much left, there's not much left there. Because sex should enhance and move a relationship forward. It shouldn't diminish a relationship. We discussed that I go into therapy regarding my fear for sex. Oh wait, I want to be honest and open because I want this relationship to work. I want to move beyond my comfort zone and do my best for her and for us, but it really is hard. Why do you need to, dude? Is this like bait or a troll? Why do you need to go outside of your comfort zone in a relationship? The point of a relationship is you should seek out a comforting thing. It's not the place to be outside of your comfort zone. You should be doing that at work. You should be doing that and pursuing something in your life, not in a relationship. A relationship should provide comfort to you. It's like they've been brain broken by progressivism and trans rights activists into thinking that you should make yourself uncomfortable in the relationship for the sake of comforting others. No, it's okay to be selfish in the relationship that you seek out. Totally reasonable to be selfish and think, I want something that's comforting for me, not that I need to go outside of my comfort zone to be comforting to someone else. You can obviously be uncomfortable in a relationship trying to please someone else in some way, like maybe you go and do something that you wouldn't normally do or something like that, but that shouldn't be on the basis of the fundamental dynamics of the relationship. The person should fundamentally offer you comfort on a base level, and then you put yourself out of your comfort zone to do little things here and there, and then it's optional, and if you want to do it, you can do it, and then you can pull back from it if you really don't like it. This is fundamental to the relationship. Suicidal empathy, yes, exactly. We discussed that I go into therapy. Is this not just conversion therapy, bro? Go to therapy to make it so that I want to suck a cock because it's a woman's cock. This is nuts, man. Rather than just splitting up and finding someone you're more compatible with that perhaps doesn't have a penis. Regarding my fear for sex in general and my own insecurities, and that she is a patient waiting for me to be ready and start taking it slow, I honestly am not even sure if it is fully about her penis or just my absurd anxiety about sex in general. It's not caused by trauma. I can't explain why I feel this way. Oh my God, dude. Okay. Yeah, of course it's about the penis. Of course it is. It's not caused by trauma. There's cope as well. I don't buy that for a second. If anyone has advice or has been through something similar about feeling uncomfortable with a partner's genitals, but deeply loving them and wanting to make it work, I really would appreciate hearing from you. How do you get past that discomfort? Thank you for reading and for any support or insight you can offer. I mean, the insight is split up. That's the only take here, surely. Have you asked her, let's look at the comments. Have you asked her what wanting sexual intimacy looks like for her? It's possible she may not even want you to touch her there and would prefer some other activities. So you just avoid the cock. You just avoid the cock. The gawk. I mean, that's the primary thing, isn't it? Like, that's the thing that needs to be getting going. Does it not? Dude. This is progressive brain rot. This is pro-trans brain rot. This is, you know, ignore your instincts. This is like the suicidal empathy thing. Set aside and ignore your instincts, even on something as personal as a relationship, because it would be offensive to progressive ideology to not be in a relationship with a trans person. It's just instinctive, bro. You feel it. You feel this shit, dude. You just know. You know when you're compatible with someone. Forget about the genitalia on a person-to-person level when you're with them, right? It's an instinctive thing. You can't avoid it. You can't get around it, you know? I certainly... When there's a gawk involved, I certainly can feel it too, am I right? Yo, gawk, am I right, guys? Yeah, gawk. Gawk joke. You like gawk jokes, don't you, on Christmas? You bloody love a gawk joke. Gawk, 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 am I right? Gawk, gawk, gawk. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Ooh, Hope I've been left some gok under the tree for my Christmas present. Oh, am I right? I said the thing. Merry Gokmas. Merry Gokmas, guys. Merry Gokmas. It could also help to see a nude. It could also help to see a nude in a calm, non-sexual situation first, which may help with some of the anxiety you're feeling. Hey, I tell you what, babe. Why don't you get your cock out so I can have a little look at it and see what I'm dealing with first? Dude, what the fuck, man? This is fucking nuts. This is totally insane, bro. If she's on estrogen, you should also be aware that it does affect some things about how the genitals behave. So if she's taken hormones, don't assume that just because she's got a penis means it's going to work the way you're expecting.
Lesbian, I know it's just a woman who hasn't had enough vitamin D yet.
Thank you for the $5. Thank you. Thank you for that. Just stare at your girlfriend's flaccid, estrogen-riddled cock when you're not horny. It's such a bizarre concept, man. Like, how... Like, oh god, dude. One of the aspects of sex is, like, obviously the genitalia and liking what you see, right? I mean, it's an instinctive thing. You either like what you see or you don't. And it feels like it's this idea that you can force yourself to like it if you just look at it long enough. Or you just avoid it. I haven't asked no. And now I think about it, that's something very important. I was just too scared and started assuming. Never a great thing to do. Thank you for the great advice and insight on hormones. Fucking hell, dude. Oh my god. Dude. There is nothing wrong at all with not liking a penis, whether it's attached to a man or a woman. Sometimes genital preference is used to hide transphobia. I thought this was actually going to be a base take, but then they got to insert this woke trash. Genital preference is used to hide transphobia. I don't really think that's the case. I think most normal people have just got a preference without thinking about transphobia at all. They just either prefer a cock or a pussy, and that's it. But from everything you said, that's not the case here. I love the idea that they've got to pass the vibe check on whether or not they're being transphobic. And oh, well, you're not being transphobic, so I'll tell you what's what. So that would suggest that if you are being transphobic, well, you need to work on your transphobia and stop worrying so much about the gok. You need to have a discussion with her, tell her what you feel, and ask for some options. One option could be that you hold her and kiss her and fondle her breasts while she masturbates. What the fuck? They're really getting into it now. Hold her, kiss her, and fondle her breasts while she masturbates. That way you're not involved with a penis at all. What the fuck? That way you are not involved with a penis at all, with her penis at all, but you are still a part of being with her during sexual moments. Right? What the fuck, dude? It's just such, it just sounds so crazy, bro. And some people just act like, oh yeah, this is all totally normal, nothing to think about, nothing to worry about. With this deranged advice about avoiding someone's sexual genitalia because you don't like cock, but you're a lesbian. Ain't hearing you provide any counter arguments. Yeah, sure. Actually, can you show a study that demonstrates why it's actually weird for you to just fondle a woman's breast while she masturbates her cock off? Do you have a study to show why that's wrong? Nice argument. Nice argument. Ooh, sounds like a fucking straw man argument to me. You're engaging in a fallacy. I think it's actually totally correct to caress a man's breasts while he jerks a cock off, but it's a woman's cock and breast actually, not a male's. And of course you'll be interested in playing with you as well, whatever that involves. As long as it is something you're comfortable with. So no PIV. What the fuck is PIV? But obviously there are lots of other things she can do with you that don't involve a penis. Oh, penis in vagina. Dude. Oh. No penis in vagina. No penis in vagina, dude. Why are they saying it like this, bro? No piv. No piv. No piv allowed. Thank you for the honest reply. The option of exploring other possibilities is indeed a great solution to consider. I'll give this some thought and discuss it with her when the time is right. Thank you. Okay. I was absolutely terrified to interact with my partner's parts for a similar reason. I had no experience and was so uncomfortable with the idea of contacting it because I had the same mental build-up. We didn't do any PIV for about 2 months and instead interacted with each other in lots of other ways that helped my own fear to subside, as it was just a part of them and not whatever it was I had built up to be in my head. Although the idea of having to touch anyone else's penis pretty much disgusts me, still I love my partner and enjoy it now. Just take it slow and explore everything else until you feel not just ready, but wanting. Oh my god, dude. Just mind rape yourself into liking cock, actually. That's the solution. Thank you. This comment really gave me some good hope, knowing I'm not alone with this experience, that it is possible. I'm glad to hear you're comfortable now. I hope I will too. Of course it helps. We started with a lot of talking, then FaceTime, then some mutual stuff, up until I got comfortable enough to touch. We stayed in each stage for a while, and it helps that we were best friends for years before we ever got together romantically. Wishing you and your partner all the best. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas. Cis bi guy here. My wife is swing ace, and there are long spells where sex is off the menu, sometimes years. The option is one that has worked out well for us over 21 years of marriage. Most of my trans friends struggle with dysphoria of their own and would also be very open to this solution, maybe even prefer it. Open and direct communication is key. Oh, swing ace. Does that mean the wife doesn't do it and lets the guy go off and do what he wants? Is that what that means? I've never heard of that before. Swing ace. Very chudlogic coded. Very funny. Very funny. Yes, guys. It's all about me, am I right? It literally does not tell me what it is on Google from a quick search. It is literally just giving me a bunch of random stuff. Open and direct communication is key to all relationships on the spectrum. If you two are good for each other, then you'll find a way through. If not, then it's better for both of you to know. Good luck and best wishes. Thank you, this is helpful. Best wishes. Okay, here we go. Hiya, gay guy here. I had a similar issue with my early relationships. I was dating a trans guy and intimacy was really difficult for both of us. Anything more than cuddling was often a challenge, and yeah, it put a strain on the relationship as a whole. Yes, because you're a homosexual and you desire partnership with another male. Not a simulacra of a male that's got a pussy. I mean, dude, it's just like, if you like it, you like it. Fair enough. Good luck, more power to you, as far as I'm concerned. But it clearly is just not for everyone, and that's okay. Why do people find the need? Honestly, it is this fucking progressive shit where it's like,
Okay, that's wonderful.
no, you've got to do
But
it
how
for
do
the
I
sake
make
of
money
progressive
off
mentality.
depressed people?
As a long-time Kiwi farmer, it always throws me when I remember most normies don't know about the depth of trans insanity. Also, Merry Christmas.
Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you. Well, the thing is, I think that there's a more explicit form of force with this, where it is like you are maligned directly for stating openly, I do not want to be in a relationship with someone with a penis or vagina, whatever, right? And I think that has this broader effect that people witness that and they see that. And they're like, oh, I see. So that's the dynamic, is it? Ooh, right. Well, I better, as a gay guy, date this guy that's got a snatch. Otherwise, I might be being transphobic. You know, I think it has that impact on people's perception of how they should operate in these spaces. Because what business is a gay guy that isn't interested in it got being with a man that's got a vagina? Doesn't make any sense, dude. I don't know what to suggest, I'm afraid. We never found a perfect solution, but it wasn't through lack of trying. Just wishing you both the best of luck, and I hope you find something that works for both of you. Best of luck. Thank you for the little insight. It's good knowing others have had similar experiences, and thank you for the sweet comment. I hope we will. Okay. Chud, if you met a woman and she just had a pussy, how would you cope? Very funny. Very funny. Very hilarious. Oh, first time I've heard it. First time I've heard that one, actually. Thank you for the little insight. It's good knowing others have a similar experience. Thank you for the sweet comment. There's a lot of creative ways to have sex that won't necessarily involve her penis, or at least not you interacting with it. PIV isn't the only way to have sex. Penetration isn't the only valid way to have sex. True. See, some of these are like more normal. You cannot force yourself to like something that you simply don't like. It's okay to have genital requirement. It will be better for both of you to seek relationships where your partners embrace your feelings about intimacy with an enthusiastic yes. Why force yourself to drink coffee if you don't like coffee? You know what I mean? You just don't like it, and that's okay. Just why are you forcing yourself? Saw comments by controversial. Okay. If you're queer bird girl, if your partner were hiding this from me, I'd break up with them. She deserves your honesty, and you should work through why you felt the need to hide this from her for a year, to be honest. If you don't like what trans women have going on, don't date us, in my opinion. Well, that's all well and good, but but bro, this is so fucking unreasonable when the broad narrative from the progressive community for so long was to lesbians, suck the gawk bigot. That was the narrative. There was a whole thing about this. About the Lavender Menace or something, I think it was called. But it was the idea that lesbians were rejecting trans women, and that was bad, apparently. But now it's, well, if you don't like trans women, just don't date us. Like, are you not putting these lesbians in a position where they're in a very awkward situation, where if they're too denial of that, they're fucking turfs, but then they end up feeling like they've got to do it, and then they feel like they're not really into it, but they feel like they have to for progressive, ostensible purposes.
Sadly, you're raped.
I can't not imagine sticking my penis in the open wound. Crazy stuff. What exactly were you thinking back in the day?
Thank you for the kicks. Thank you. I was thinking I want a little extra treat. Little extra treat. Thank you for the kicks. And yo, Legalanius, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Thank you. I wouldn't want to be with trans and gay. I wouldn't want to be with someone who thinks part of me is gross, to be honest. I would caution on telling her to, because trans people are often told we are unlovable and have gross bodies. Maybe this sounds harsh, but if I were you, I'd break it off. It's not fair to her and to you. She deserves a partner that loves all of her, and you deserve to love all of your partner. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fairly reasonable. Okay. Anyway, dude, that was actually quite funny. Okay. Dude, wait, what is this? This looks like a... Okay, we'll read this. We'll read this. Dude, is there anything Christmassy going on that I've missed?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Meanwhile, straights just ghost each other, lol.
Thank you for the $4. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to save the Alec Gunter tent for another day. I don't want to squander that at the tail end of a Christmas Eve stream. That sounds like primo content. Tommy Robinson's Christmas service. What is that?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
These people act like figuring out how to come with people you inherently aren't attracted to is some kind of virtue.
Very true. Thank you for the 333. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Anyway, let's fucking lock into this comment here. Hey, I can really relate to this. For context, my female-ish NB, I don't know, 21 girlfriend, female 25, is also trans, and I knew I was somehow on the asexual spectrum, I believe that is. So our relationship started off in a very similar manner. I eventually figured I was demisexual, so I also wanted to get intimate with her. I also figured a lot of my discomfort with sex stems from me being non-binary, so I have quite some bottom dysphoria. This is something I still struggle with, so here's what I did. This might not work for you, obviously, but might give you some inspiration. I started watching pornography, including trans women, to desensitize myself. What the fuck, dude? They're watching porn to, what is the right word? Hypnotize themselves into liking gawk. Bro. My initial goal was to regard a penis just like a normal part of the human body. You know how a medical professional doesn't get disgusted nor aroused when they see genitalia? That actually helped a lot, plus I actually really started liking it. I don't know whether that is likely for you to happen as well, but I think the neutral state is definitely achievable for most people. Okay. I mean, it does sound ridiculous, but I think there is a thing. There is a thing where you can watch certain pornography and it makes you more amenable and interested in that thing, right? I joined and Chud is instantly talking about a penis. Do you see what I mean? Like, there's a thing where if you start to watch more extreme forms of pornography, you condition yourself to be into that extreme act or something, right? My initial goal was to regard a penis just like a normal part of the human body. You know how a medical professional doesn't get disgusted nor aroused when they see genitalia? When I look at my partner, I want to treat it like
wonderful.
I'm a doctor,
but how
basically.
do I make money off depressed people?
This so far down the wizard sleeve I cannot comprehend what that even means.
Thank you! Cassie Flockin, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it, thank you. That actually helped a lot, plus I actually really started liking it. I don't know whether that is likely for you to happen as well, but I think the neutral state is definitely achievable for most people. Then we've also experimented with different ways of having sex. You don't have to only engage penetratively and put the penis into the vagina kind of sex. Well, I know that now because that's been pointed out a lot. A lot. Here are some things you might want to look at. Using a Hitachi magic wand on her, either straight to the no way, dude. Either straight to the gawk or to a tucked gawk chastity cage. You just being a pillow princess. Hand jobs or mutual masturbation. You penetrating her with a strap. Last but not least, I'd still engage you to be open about your current feelings about her having a penis. Your post really shows how much you love her and how considerate you are, so I assume you'll easily be able to communicate it in a loving way, triggering as little dysphoria as possible. Good luck to both of you. Straight to the gawk or tucked gawk chastity cage. That's such an insane sentence, dude. Anyway, guys, if you didn't know, you've now got a little bit of extra Christmas insight into what it's like. How am I supposed to drink eggnog and Jolly Max to this? Dude, I keep thinking, right, that's got to be the last comment. But then what is this? Hope I won't offend anyone, but my partner and I call it a giant clitoris. She really likes that. So you just lie. You're just totally delusional. And you call it something that it isn't in order to cope about the fact that they've got a cock. I mean, that just seems unhealthy in another direction, surely. No? What kind of subreddit is this? This is the LGBT subreddit. Okay? Okay, right, dude. This is fucking cope, dude. This is total cope. So what experience is not uncommon with many different flavors. Here's some things you might want to explore. Look at this. You can change your belief systems about sex if you want to. Okay. So would that not suggest that you can have conversion therapy and stop being gay? Oh, no, they say it here. This doesn't mean gay people can become straight or vice versa. But brains are plastic and a lot of change is possible. So you're saying that it can change, but it stops just at the point that you know it's going to be controversial when you get to the point of conversion therapy. Make that make sense, dude. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
At Roy Royce _ became a member. At Roy Royce _ celebrates 9 months of membership. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Roy Royce. And thank you very much for the membership. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. Thank you for that. For example, if you have a belief that penises are scary, it is possible to adjust that mindset and get to a place where you're comfortable with your girlfriend's penis and even like it if that's a goal you have. Wow, incredible stuff. Therapy can help with all of this. I'd strongly recommend finding a therapist who is comfortable working with you on this, who is consent-based, sex-positive, LGBTQIA+ aware, and knows how to support you in setting your own goals. Right. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Your therapist can convince you. Yeah, just keep it up, guys. Keep it up. Anyway, guys, there we go. Thoughts? Thoughts on this? I did genuinely try to engage in this and like, well, let's put aside how weird this is and try and think about it from a normal perspective. But the normal perspective is, this is fucking deranged. This is crazy. And you obviously can't be with this person because your genitalia is not compatible. That's it. That's the take. There is no other take. Very gay, Segi indeed. Okay, guys.